Hello, everybody. This is Yang Family Tai Chi, traditional long form, and we are in section 2. And the new move today is going to be Repulse Monkey. But first, we're going to start from cross hands and go all the way up to fist under elbow. We'll do some review of fist under elbow before we start Repulse Monkey. Okay? So I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go in the same direction as you. Cross hands, right on the outside, left on the inside. Embrace tiger, return to mountain. Shift right, turn the left toe almost to straight. Shift your weight back, separate your arms, pull in the right foot, swing, step, brush, strike. Roll back. Circle your arms as your weight comes back. Turn to the side. Press. Pull in the right. Attach the left. Expand forward. Push. Square up your shoulders in the direction of the front foot. Flatten your hands. Come back over a ball. Hands in front of your chest. Push up to shoulder level. Fist under elbow. Shift weight back as you flatten your hands. Turn and pull. Right foot goes to 12 o'clock. Push down, release the left foot, ward off with the left, push out with the right. Step and ward off to the corner. Step parallel to the left. Grab, pull. Change your footwork. Make your fist, lift and punch. Too many things to say in the last part. Okay, so what I'd like to review is the second part of fist under elbow. The first part is kind of like a single whip, right? You come around, and instead of making a hook hand, you push out. So that part, it's kind of like you already know that part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in a slightly different direction in the hopes that you'll see a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to start going this way. So here, I'm pushing. This is the end of Embrace Tiger, Return to Mountain. Then I'm going to shift my weight back and flatten my hands. I'm going to turn and pull all the way around, press down, ward off with the left, push out with the right. Now I'm going to step out to the corner. Step, one line, two sides, and ward off. Then I'm going to step parallel to the left and grab, pull as I pivot the toe of my left foot, make my fist, change my footwork, lift and punch. Okay? In terms of the footwork, the point I'd like to make is, when I was here, I'm in bow stance. I'm turning. Then I'm coming back and I'm stepping one line, two sides. When I step parallel, why am I stepping parallel? What I'm doing is, I'll step back a little bit. I don't know if you can see. What I'm doing is I am setting it up so that I have one line, two sides between the heel of my back foot and the toe of my front foot. so that when I pivot the front, I'm pivoting. What I have now is what looks like an empty stance, ball touch. And then when I change my footwork, I have a perfect heel touch, empty stance. So this setting of the right foot parallel to the left is important because it sets your plant foot for your ultimate empty stance. Does that make sense? Yes.
Yes.
Question? No. Okay. So the reason I'm raising this is going to come up again for Repulse Monkey. So in this case, what happens is when I was here and I turned and I came back and I stepped out and I set this plant foot here. When I turn to make my pivot and then change my footwork, in some ways I can cheat because I am picking up this foot when I make my final set for the heel touch empty stance. Okay. In the next move, we're going to do a pivot in where it's the final move. So you do not get to reset your footwork. Once you set your set, okay, so let me show you what I mean. I'll show you what the move looks like in the direction you would be doing it, just so you get an idea of the general shape. Okay, so when you're at the end of fist under elbow, you have a heel touch empty stance. Repulse Monkey is in the long form, 3 steps. Okay, it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to do it backing up from you just so you can see what the footwork looks like. Okay, so if I were at heel touch empty stance here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back. I'm going to put my foot down. So this one's 45 degrees and this one's 45 degrees, and it's one line, 2 sides between. And then I'm going to turn. And now I'm in a heel touch empty stance. But the thing is, I'm going backwards, right? That was 1. So 2, I step back, I put my foot down, I turn. Okay, step back, put my foot down, and turn. So, what is the trick to doing this without crossing your feet? You do not want to cross your feet because if you cross your feet, you become very wobbly. Okay, so you want to make sure you're not too wide, but you're not crossed either. It's better to be slightly too wide than to be crossed, okay, if you're going to err one way or the other. So what I found is if my foot is going this way, if I put the ball of my foot, if I have an imaginary line through my foot, and I put the ball of my foot on that line, okay, and you're going to have to play with how far that's going to be. But then that allows me to line up. So if I'm here and I make this imaginary line and I put my foot down, when I put my heel down, can you see the distance is pretty much one line, two sides? Because when I turn, I will be one line, two sides. Yes? Question?
Okay.
That is brilliant. That is brilliant.
Go ahead.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, it's really, it makes me more stable. If I
See,
know that
I
I'm
want
putting
you,
the-
see, because your foot is here, your weight is on that foot. While it's on that foot, you can position this foot, right? And you're using the ball of your foot to position. And then you put it down and turn. Yes?
Okay, so I like that you have this like method for making sure you're not crossing, but I don't understand what you mean. What you said, there's a line down the middle of your foot, or how is that? How are
Yes.
you?
You're going to imagine there's a line
Okay,
down the middle of your foot.
the one that's stepping back.
No, the one that's on the front.
Okay, and then
So when you were here, when you're at the end of fist under elbow, you're here. So you have one foot that's 45 degrees and one foot that's straight, heel touch, right? Your weight is 70% on this back foot, right? When in the footwork for this, you move your weight back so that it is on your back foot so you can release the front foot, right? So then when you step back, you position, you put your foot down, and you turn.
how are you not stepping too wide or too narrow though? When you bring that foot back.
When you bring the foot back, okay, if you think of, I don't know if you're imagining what I'm thinking of. Let's say
Sorry,
let's say I have a foot, okay? And I have a line that goes down this foot, okay? And I put the ball of my foot behind the heel of this line.
Oh, because it's at 45 degrees. Okay, because I put it right behind it. I'm going to be right. Okay, I understand. Thank you.
So when my foot is 45 degrees, I have this line. Then I put the ball of my foot here, and then I set it. And when I turn this, it lines up.
Thank you. Okay, I understand now. Thank you.
No, it's just, I found that it was a way of allowing me to step backwards and trying to figure out the distance without crossing. And the distance is usually a foot's length, whatever your foot is. And then when you turn, it's going to line up. You'll have to try it. I should show it with 2 feet. That's the way to do it. Okay, here. Originally, I was like this, okay? Then when I release this foot, I put the ball of my foot here, okay? And then I put the heel down, and then I turned, okay? Okay, good. So that's how the footwork goes. So we can try it. I'm going to go in the same direction as you. Okay, so if we were heel touch empty stance, this one's 45 degrees to the corner, this one's straight. Then I'm going to move back on the heel of this. Essentially, I'm releasing. Then all the weight goes on the right so that I can step. Then I'm going to put this down facing that way and then turning this straight. Then I'm going to move my weight back, step, put the heel down. So when I put the heel down, my weight is not down yet. My weight is still in the front. Okay, it's not until I turn that I'm pushing it back. So when I come back, all the weight is here, I step, I put my heel down, and then as I turn, I move my weight back. So here I'm 70%. Now I'm going to move the weight even more back. Then I'm going to step. Then I'm going to put my heel down. Weight is still forward. Then I'm going to push off the front and turn. So there are a couple parts. There's the stepping and there's the weight shifting. When you see the hands, it'll be more obvious why it's that way. Okay, so the hands are pretty simple. The hands are like brush knee. So when I'm going to do it toward you just so you can see the hands, okay? So when I'm here, okay, I'm just going to do the right hand, okay? I'm here. I'm going to go swing, come to the shoulder, and strike. So that's just like brush knee, right? The swing hand comes to the shoulder and strike. So what is the difference? The difference is that you are facing forward the whole time. When you did brush knee, you did a swing and looked at the corner, right? This one you do not. And as a result, you don't get as far back. The only reason you get as far as the back corner when you're doing brush knee is your body turns to let it go there. Otherwise, you would be here and your chest would be sticking out, right? So you're retaining your body shape. So if you retain your body shape and swing, yes, you're a little bit beyond the side, but not much, right? Because you're keeping your body shape. So swing, come to the shoulder, strike. Okay. The other hand, what happens is you start here, okay? What you're going to, because you just had a lifting hand, right? What you're going to do is you're going to turn it so that the palm is up. Then, if you did a 3 count, you would have 2 counts here and then 1 count here coming to the hip joint. Okay. So if you look at the hands together, what it looks like is you're going to have 1 turn over as 1 swings. Then as this one comes here, this stays here. Then as you strike, you come to the corner. one is forward and one goes back. Okay, so you know, try that again. So what happens is when you were here, essentially you do a swing and turn over, and then come to the shoulder, and then strike. So to coordinate your upper and lower, I'd like you to think about a stretch, a set, and a strike. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So if I'm here, I'm going to stretch, set, strike, set, set, and strike. So when I do the stretch, imagine that you are looking down at yourself from the ceiling. What you should think of is you're going to look like a Mercedes star. What you're going to do is this goes out, this turns over, and this steps out. So 3 things that aren't stabilizing you on the ground are stretching out, right? So you think about reach, you're stretching. Then as you put your heel down and your hand comes to the shoulder, that's set, because that's getting ready to strike. And when you actually strike, you're going to turn and shift weight back. So your power comes from the turn and shifting your weight back, which is why I didn't want you to shift your weight back when you stepped back. Okay, you want your weight still to be in the front when you step back. So when you're here and you step back, weight is still in the front. When you flatten, weight is still in the front. You're going to push, turn, and strike. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is like a coordination drill here. Okay, so I want you to, I'm going to do it in the direction you would be doing it so that it's easier for you to see, or to follow along. Okay, so if you were at the fist under elbow, okay, you're going to stretch, you're going to set, and then you're going to strike. Okay, so stretch, set, strike. Stretch, set, strike. It looks choppy when you're learning it, but you know. Yes, Serlin. I
Can you
can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you talk about the, okay, we know, I mean, there's a turn at the end, but can you talk about the chest direction for the rest of it?
Okay. So when you're at the end of fist under elbow, you're actually turned a little that way. Okay. You do one of the misconceptions that people have with fist under elbow is that they think that they're facing forward. They're not. I mean, they're facing forward, but their shoulders are actually kind of to the side. Okay. So then when you are stretching, okay, you're going to essentially move your weight back you're still facing that way, right? Then when you come here, you start to face front. And then you turn and strike. So it seems a little weird in that your weight is moving back as you're striking, but you have a lot of energy in that turning. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Any other questions?
So both arms and the leg are moving at the same time for the first thing.
Yes, yes. When you do your Mercedes star, everything's moving. So when you're here, when you're doing the stretch, it's stretch, set, strike. So set. So you're stretching, setting, and striking. So let's do that a few times.
Please.
Okay. As a matter of coordination, we'll do it in the direction you would normally do it. Or I'll do it once facing you, just so you can see how the hands work. Okay. So if I'm here, I'm going to do stretch, set, strike. Stretch, set, strike. Stretch, set, strike. Except you're going to do it really smooth, right? Okay, so I'm going to do it in this direction. So we're here. We're going to do stretch, set, strike. Stretch, set, strike. Stretch, set, strike. One of the things that you should avoid, and it's people have this tendency when they're doing it slowly. They don't do it so much if they do it at a regular pace. But what they do is when they stretch, instead of, you see, my body is still facing forward. Sometimes when people are stretching back, they want to stretch back. So don't go back, okay? Stay forward. So here, when I'm saying stretch, I'm still forward. I'm still forward. And then when I strike, I turn. So stretch, set, strike. And it is a workout for your legs because you are more or less keeping even height as you go back. So you are not popping up and down. So you're not going up, down. Okay. You're reserving your back leg so that you can keep that level as you go back. Yes, Lorraine?
Can you point out the shifting of the weight of your feet?
Okay. So I'll do it facing you so you can see better. Okay, so here I am 70-30 when I'm in fist under elbow, right? Then as I shift back, I'm pushing off a little bit. I'm actually just shifting my weight back. And when I shift my weight back, I'm actually bending my knee a little bit more so I can keep my height even, right? Then as I keep going back, I step. Then I put my foot down. My weight is still forward. Turn. So I shift back, step, put my foot down, turn, and shift weight at the same time. Okay? Yes? Question?
Oh, me?
Yeah, Ellen?
It's, okay, I'm noticing that it's super easy to collapse the back knee when you move back.
It is easy to collapse because you're going back. You are more conscious of your knee when you're going forward than when you're going backwards. So if I'm here and I step, if I step so that I'm lined up, my knee is lined up with my foot, right? And then when I put my foot down, I have to make sure my knees are lined up with their toes going out, which means that you have to have a wider quad, right? And then you're going to close quad.
Rita, please. The
Yes.
weight stays in the middle always.
The weight stays in the
don't
front.
swing,
The weight stays in the front. So if I'm here, right here, I am 70 in the back, 30 in the front, right?
Okay,
When I start moving my weight back, I am releasing all my weight from the front and stepping back. And then when I put my foot down, I set, right? I'm setting, but my weight is still forward. Weight is still forward. Turn and strike. That's when the weight goes back. So I'll do it one more time in this direction, okay? So here, stretch, set, turn and strike. Stretch, set, turn and strike. Stretch, set, turn and strike. One of the hard things is it's hard not to go up and down because it requires much more strength in your back leg. So when you're here, you have a great temptation to go up. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to stretch and stay at the same height. Let's do it a few more times together, okay? So you're at fist under elbow. your heel touch empty stance. Okay, you're going to stretch, touch, set, and strike. 2, stretch, set, strike. 3, stretch, set, strike. Or as Nancy says, 1, 2, 3. Any questions? Now, one of the things that when you're doing a swing, you're going to swing and then put your hand in front of your shoulder, right? What you're not going to do is you're not going to lift your shoulder, right? No shoulder lifting. So just a natural swing and then bend your elbow. Swing, bend your elbow. Okay? The problem is if you have an exaggerated swing, you open your chest. So don't do that. You're just going to swing to the side, come to the shoulder,
Oh, yes.
go
Sure, yeah.
forward. So Shanki, your elbow's too high. So when you come, you swing,
Okay,
your elbow is below your shoulder. You see where your elbow is?
okay,
And you have to have space in your armpit. Okay.
okay.
So swing and then come to your shoulder. Yes, Sandra. No?
I'm
Is it
okay.
better?
I just practice. That's all. I'm okay.
Oh, okay. I can't tell between practicing and raising your hand. That's my problem. Okay, so let's practice a few more times. You're at fist under elbow. Okay? You're going to stretch, set, strike. Stretch, set, strike. Stretch, set, strike. Yes, Lorraine.
When does the front hand turn up?
Okay, so when you're here, you had the lifting hand, right? When you're stretching, the front hand palm is up. Then the palm stays up as you set. But then when you strike, that palm comes to your hip, but it's still up. Okay. Any other question? Let's practice a couple more times, and then we're going to go to fist under elbow and into this. Okay. So let's just do the repulse monkey by itself first. Okay. So here you're at the end of fist under elbow. Okay. You're going to stretch, set, and strike. 2, stretch, set, strike. 3, stretch, set, strike. Okay, one more time. Fist under elbow. stretch, set, strike. 2, stretch, set, strike. 3, set, stretch, set, strike. Okay, now let's go to to the end of Embrace Tiger, Return to Mountain, which would be a push almost to the corner, right? Then we're going to do fist under elbow. So you're going to shift weight back as you flatten your hands. You're going to turn and pull. The right foot goes to 12 o'clock. Press down, ward off with the left, and push out with the right. Step to the corner and ward off. Step parallel and grab. Pull and turn. You're going to pivot on the ball of your left foot. Make your fist, lifting hand, punch. And when you punch, that's when you put the 30% on the front foot. Okay, I'm going to move a little bit this way. Then repulse monkey. Stretch, set, strike. 2, stretch, set, strike. 3, stretch, set, strike. How did that feel? Okay, good. All right, let's do it once from cross hands all the way through repulse monkey so that we have everything we learned of this section just as a review. Okay, so I'm going to start over here. Same direction as you, cross hands. Embrace tiger, return to mountain. Shift right. Turn the left toe almost to the straight. Shift weight back, separate your arms, pull in the right foot. Swing, step, brush, strike. Roll back. Circle your arms as your weight comes back. Turn to the side. Press. Circle in the right. Attach the left. Expand forward. Push. Square up your shoulders. Flatten your hands. Come back over a ball, hands in front of your chest, and push to shoulder level. Fist under elbow. Shift weight back as you flatten your hands. Turn and pull. Right foot goes to the straight. Press down. Ward off with the left. Push out with the right. Step to the corner. Ward off. Grab and step. Pull and pivot. Change your footwork. Make your fist. Lift and punch. Repulse monkey. 1. Stretch. Set. Strike. 2. Stretch. Set. Strike. 3. Stretch. Set. Strike. How'd that feel? Yes. Okay. Let's do it one more time and then we'll close class. Okay? Cross hands. Embrace tiger, return to mountain. Shift right. Turn the left toe almost to straight. Shift your weight back as you separate your arms. Pull in the right foot, swing, step, brush, strike, roll back. Circle your arms as your weight goes back. Turn to the side. Press. Circle in the right, attach the left, expand forward. Push. Square up your shoulders, flatten your hands. Come back over a ball, hands in front of your chest. Push to shoulder level. Fist under elbow. Shift back as you flatten your hands. Turn and pull. Right foot goes to 12. Press down, release the left foot. Ward off with the left, push out with the right. Ward off to the corner. Step parallel and grab. Pull and pivot. Make your fist, shift your footwork. Lift and punch. Repulse monkey. 1. Stretch, set, strike. 2. Stretch, set, strike. 3. Stretch, set, strike. Okay? Any questions? No? Okay. Thank you all for coming to class. And I will see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Rita.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so
Rita.
much.
Guys, practice, practice, practice.
Practice. Exactly. Bye-bye.
Bye.